So,
And
what did you get done last week?
what did I get done last week? Um, Business wise, I need to buy something for sure.
Yeah.
I I've been spending a lot of money.
Yeah. Not ideal.
No, it's not so much that it's not ideal, but like my style is I'm not trying to spend more money than I bring in. And then also I like to be Asian Oprah, and so that takes a little bit of a toll. I need a nice pack. 2 seconds. Yeah. You got anything for me to buy?
Oh, not really. This,
No.
this is why it stinks having like low deal flow. Because like people know what I do, and then they're like, "You got something for me?" I'm like, "No." Or maybe it's like good that like whatever I do have is already spoken for.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Now I need to buy something. I actually got a message from Brandy Brow. I think last week to this week, I got a message from the owner. The owner? Yeah. I got a message and a response from the owner. I got her signed copy of the addendum or the amendment. So we had the original purchase contract, 290 seller financed at like originally 4%. And then she was giving me
yeah,
125 at 2%. And it was going to be great. Like this was more than a year ago, like 2 years ago that we started. And it was going to be this. And recently she came out and we were supposed to be done with the house. And I had plans to do this interview with her and, talk all about the process and how cool it was, seller finance, how she made a return. She needed a certain amount of money every single month coming into her for her to be okay. And then she also wanted a certain amount of money out of the sale of the house. So she got all the things that she wanted in this way.
yeah,
And then none of those things happened because the pipe burst. So one of the things that I definitely need to do is make sure that my finances are lined up for Brandy Brow because I do think it's going to pop soon. I got a
yeah.
message recently from the attorney that finally gave me a copy of her signature on the addendum. Hopefully it's fucking in probate court. It's also pissing me off because I signed my addendum probably back in like early May, and even like filed it as like a memorandum on public record. And then what else happened? Oh, and then the guy from town, there's this guy who keeps writing me. I guess her house keeps showing up on the Attorney General website for something like abandoned houses.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is he? Yeah.
Who is
Suzanne
it?
Matt Hennigan, Community Development Department, City of Haverhill. I've been
Okay.
talking with him for like a while now because in the beginning when I first met with him, I don't even know how I got to meeting with him. Um, oh, now I know. I used to watch the house all the time, and then out of nowhere, somebody came to the house and removed a lot of stuff. And so I contacted the owner and I said, "Hey, like this wasn't me. I just want to give you a status update." What ended up happening is the city of Haverhill came through for some reason. I guess there was like shit outside or something. And they removed it. Like they cleaned up the outside. It looked trashy.
That's
They ended
weird.
up cleaning it up and they charged her $2,000 to do that. It was something about like city of Haverhill, they're going to condemn it. Maybe whatever was in the back was like bringing out animals and stuff and they were eating stuff or whatever, but it looked like hell. They came and they cleaned up a little bit. Maybe they were like clearing a path for the firefighters to get in there if ever, there's a fire, because that's something that ends up happening whenever we do like the fire, whatever smoke certificates that we do. They're coming to make sure that that the fire people don't die in a house. They make sure that all the alarms are working, and they make sure that there's a clear path through the egresses for them to like haul people out of there. So I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe between the two of them that's what they were doing by pulling all that stuff out, but they started charging her money. So I think that's how I first started talking with Matt. And so we go back a little bit. I actually remember talking to him back when I was driving to like Janine's place over in Bartlett, New Hampshire, because like we were playing phone tag the entire time because I couldn't, he'd come in and out on the phone. But anyway, so we'll go to that. Suzanne, per your request, please see the attached for the recorded lien in connection with the trash debris removal at 88 Brandy Brown. A mailing is forthcoming. What is the current status of the property? Thank you. I said, hi, Matt. Thank you for jumping on a call with me. To recap, the seller is the mother. She is currently working with a probate attorney to get an appraisal and the license to sell from probate court. She has a list of buyers lined up already. I stop in to check the mail and send her updates about any activity regarding the house about once a week. Again, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your life easier. And this was Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. So like a year ago. Hi,
Yeah.
Suzanne. Hope all is well. Any update regarding the sale of this property? We recently received payment on our lien in connection with the cleanup. Thought that there might be some movement here. And that was 2 months later. I said, hi, Matt. The mom in California is doing her best to make sure all the bills are paid. Part of the probate process requires her to get an appraisal on the property before she can sell it. She's hoping to be done with this whole thing by September. Obviously, there's been no action at the house, and the longer she owns it, the longer it's a liability for her. Apart from the sale of the home, is everything else okay? I know the grass is super long. Thanks, Suzanne. Thanks for the email, Suzanne. I'm checking in because the property is one that we forwarded to the Attorney General's office vacant property program last year. We are working with someone new in the Attorney General's office and wanted to be able to provide an update. We are happy to hear that there appears to be progress in returning this property to residential use. We look forward to future updates. I wrote him back. I appreciate your patience with me as well, Matt. I got an update from Patricia right after you said that she did in fact secure the appraisal and they're moving forward with the sale. Hopefully everything will be wrapped up shortly within the next couple months. Reach out anytime. Also, let me know if you have other properties that need to be sold. We have an amazing private investigator that can track down almost anyone, and I work with a network of cash buyers and they buy anything. LOL. December. Hey, good morning, Suzanne. Hoping that you can provide an update on 88 Brandy Brow. I have another check-in with the Attorney General's office coming up. Thank you. Friday, December 6th. Hi, it will be sold by the end of this year and work will start ASAP. You can call me with any questions. January, we have a purchase contract signed, currently going through a title exam. And this was in January. More January, he said, great, thanks for the update. I wrote him back, absolutely, that house will be super cute by summer. Look at me being a jackass.
Yeah, I mean it's probate, right? You can't
It's not probate. That guy is like, fuck, excuse me, that guy is not doing what he should be doing, the probate attorney, fucking a whole bunch of nothing. And I'm so pissed off with him because every time I reach out for an update, there's fucking no update. Then I got mad at my title company because I was like, why do I have to harass you to get an answer out of him? This is so stupid. Like, I hate the fact that whenever attorneys get involved, I have to go through one attorney to talk to another attorney to then get an update. Come
You
all the
don't
way back.
have to. You don't have to. I've famously been in the hot seat a little bit for this. Dude, whoever it is, I am on the phone with them. I don't care because like I care the most about it and I promise the seller things and I'm gonna get stuff done. I would say just reach out to them. But I think
He's
things are moving actually, right? But
he's pissing me the hell off. And then, so even when I sign my copy of the whatever, we forward that to him and fucking crickets, right? And then I kept hounding him for like, hey, where's like, what's the next step? What's the next, like, hello, hello, hello. And then at one point he came back and I was like, and I ran out of reasons to talk to him. And so I ended up messaging him and being like, hey, give me a copy of her signature on the addendum. And at that point in time, that's when I realized he never fucking had it. And the reason why I know is because then it started a whole conversation between him and her of why are you signing this contract, this cash contract at 170? And I had already talked to him about it because I sent him plenty of emails with the receipts from ServPro explaining the pipe had burst, we're pivoting and we're moving in another direction. And the other direction is now we're going to do a cash contract. And this is what we agreed to. Everybody's on the same page. Please release the addendum. Also, here's a copy of the addendum that my attorneys wrote, blah, 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 blah. If you, whatever, switch it before I sign it, essentially. So I
Yep.
signed mine.
Did she ever feel comfortable signing with just you, or she needed the attorney to sign off? Because at that point, I would
Oh,
just
she
go direct
was,
to the seller,
yeah,
use my rapport, and be like, "Listen, lady, this guy isn't getting it done. Like, I want to see this get done, but he's clearly not responding. Let's maybe suggest we use a new attorney, and that'll probably get him back online, you know." And if not, then if she's open to signing it without him, just sign it, send it to him, and be like, "Hey, we're gonna move along without you and hire somebody else, or can you please give us an update? See you later."
yeah. I don't know how that works. And she's on the hook for paying him for whatever the fuck he's not doing.
Whatever, he's still going to get paid from the proceeds. That's fine, but like, is it better to actually get the deal done or not? Like, the attorney general's involved. Like, is this going to fast forward to like a foreclosure or whatever? Like, we're not going to let some one attorney like crush this deal. Like, if it happens to be one person who's going to crush a deal, no, fuck that. See ya. I hate
Anyway,
attorney.
I have no idea what the whole attorney general vacant home program is all about. I think it's just it's on their list of like vacant-ish homes in the area, and then the attorney general somehow gets involved. But I've checked public record because I checked it for the lien that I put against it or the memorandum that I put against it. Affidavit of interest in real estate is what I put against it to hold it because this thing has been going on so long and I was getting like fucking no responses from anybody that I was like, as soon as I put that on, I felt like I could breathe easier. Anyway, so I put on the memorandum of the original contract that we had because it was for 290, and that's what you have to put is like I have a contract starting this date, which is the earliest date I had it, and this was the purchase price that I had it for because I think it'll help on the resale of it going forward. And then obviously we signed the addendum at the cash price. And then I got her signature on it. And this was probably like within the last month that he finally got her signature on it. So she saw the email, she agreed to it, was waiting for him to send it over for her to sign. He never sent it over. I that's what I believe because out of nowhere, once I started demanding having her counter signature, that's when these emails were coming out that she CC'd me, BCC'd me on, that she was explaining to him like, no, my son owes me a lot of money. I'm not going to get it. The house, now has water damage to it. I'm trying to get what I can out of it, and I'll let everything else go. She lent him like 400,000 at like 7% 20 years ago to him and the wife, and like I think
Well,
over time is like $800,000 to $900,000. At a later date in time, I'll talk to her about being a private lender because she's such a savvy lady, but she's also like 82, 78, 82. And I want her to, I don't know, I want her to have an easy life. But yeah, so I'll check public record. I think I'm gonna go. I like the idea that this city of Haverhill guy is back out. So he said, "Hey Suzanne, please help me out with an update on this one. This property is still on our AG list. I was asked about it today. I thought it would have already been sold, but I don't see anything recorded." And so now I'm just gonna loop in the attorney and be like, "Fuck you, attorney, you dumb piece of shit."
I don't know.
You
I don't know. Maybe,
ugly,
maybe not.
you
I
ugly
honestly
cunt.
would keep them separate. If it was an attorney that we like, know, and trust, I'd loop them in. Otherwise, I'd keep them separate. I would try to sift through public, the mass courts records, and whatever the most recent updated document that you can pull, just send copies of that to him, and be like, "Hey, we're working on it. The situation is that the attorney that the seller's been working with has
Is a
not been
piece of shit.
responsive." Yeah, so we're either looking at getting a new one or whatever, but hopefully we can just get it wrapped up. Here's the most recent documents, blah 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 blah. But so the according to Chat Daddy, the eternal Attorney General led vacant property or abandoned housing program specifically aimed at revitalizing distressed, blighted, or abandoned properties using legal tools like receivership. So originally launched as the Abandoned Housing Initiative (AHI) program, empowers the Attorney General's office to tackle abandoned or neglected residential properties across the state. It operates using the enforcement authority of the state sanitary code. Municipalities can partner with the AGO to identify troubled properties and launch rehabilitation efforts. How it works: municipalities send property addresses to the Attorney General. The Attorney General investigates and contacts delinquent owners, encouraging repair with proof of financing. If owners don't cooperate, the Attorney General's office may petition the court to appoint a receiver to bring the property up to code. Receivers complete the repairs and may place a lien on the property, kind of like they did the cleanup there. It sounds like that kind of already happened. Often
Yeah.
with a court-approved foreclosure or public auction if owner fails to pay. Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
that sounds yeah, it sounds exactly like what they're doing. I like the idea of the mass probe. I just feel like such a fucking liar. It's been 2 years of this that I've been working with her, and then a year of this guy up my booty asking me for things, and I keep being like, yeah, totally, totally, it's gonna get done, totally. And now I just look like a lying asshole.
Yeah, but it's like a probate. Whether or not it's the attorney just being the attorney or not, it's probate. Like sometimes, like that deal in Quincy that I was dealing with, 2 years literally because it's probate. That should just
Well,
happen.
like, if you asked him, I'd be curious to know, like, what took so goddamn long. I don't think it needs to take this long. Like,
So,
I have a probate attorney that I'm friends with, and I'll ask him, and his number one thing is he's always like, probate is always hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. But I'm gonna go back and I'll take a look at mass probate documents and just be like, hey asshole, this is the last fucking update you did. Like, what are you doing? Get your shit together.
yeah.
Suzanne, I missed the beginning, but like, who's the attorney that you guys were working with on this?
So she picked it. It's some guy, I don't even know his name. It's like, I don't know, butthole man. That's not nice of me, but like that's just where I'm at because I just think he's such a twat. Let me go back. Like, let me see his name.
Call, email, text every single time. Fuck the attorney. If the attorney isn't responding and he won't get back, go direct to seller, get that shit signed. Call, email, text the attorney
We're
every
signed.
fucking day if you have to. You just
We're
gotta get.
we are signed with the seller, so all
No,
good with
I know. But like, if the attorney ain't getting it done, I'm gonna get it done, right? I'll go direct to that seller and like be like, "Yo, attorney, bro, you didn't pick up your phone. I'm sorry, you missed it. Like, you should pay better attention to your clients. They're down for me, you know."
His name is Ken. Jace, why do you ask who the attorney is?
No, I was just curious, Suzanne. I'm just a nosy bitch, that's all.
No, no, bitch. Put him on a burn list. I also have a burn list. It's part of Creative Elite. So I have a list of like referrals, but then I also have there's a thing that says recommended or not recommended because I don't want to have to deal with dumb benches. And I'm about to light everybody else up. Yeah. She said, lawyer, this was back in June 24th. Lawyer says the 30th looks good for a meeting. He'll get back to me. Doesn't say when. Very frustrating. His name is Ken. Let me find out his last name.
I feel like you told me it previously and I didn't.
No. So I have an attorney that I love. His name is Ken Harvey. He's lovely, Mormon, so sweet. And then this jabroni is Ken something from fucking doesn't answer emails, doesn't whatever. He can take a huge horse dildo and shove it up his nose for all I care.
Nice.
Yeah. So she wrote me the original mortgage to David was at 400,000 at 7%. He and Nora, his wife at the time, never really recognized it as a priority. My fault for accepting sketchy payments at best. Additional projects and payments and interest for 25 years adds up today's total of over $800,000. I never expected full payment, and now I just want to put the whole thing behind me. I keep asking Ken to get it done. I have paid next quarter of property taxes and hope they will be the last. I thought I had sent this last month. Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, it's all just that's annoying.
Suzanne, how long has she been paying the property taxes?
So he died December of 2023. And she's been, I guess, and in all honesty, I don't think he was up to date with anything. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to
He
say
is the
dead.
son.
Yeah. So the son was about 46 years old when he passed. He was married at a point in time. He had 2 kids. They got divorced. She's over in Haverhill, so same town. And I guess this was the house that they were living in as a family. I think he was struggling to make payments. And so at one point, he ended up he ended up having like tenants in a mobile home. So they had some sort of like trailer parked at the back of the house, and then they ran an extension cord to the trailer. And so I think there were like no joke, 5 people in that trailer
Oh my
living.
God.
It was a mess. And so the backyard was a hot mess. But I think he did it because he was struggling financially. And so when he passed away, I'm not sure what did it in for him. Technically, I could find out because I just have to look at the death certificate if I also want to be a nosy bitch. But he passed away, and then from there it was a nightmare trying to get the tenants out because they were essentially squatting in his home after he died. And then what else happened? So that's been 2 years. It'll be coming up on 2 years in December.
Okay.
And she's been responsible for everything financially. She's amazing. She's so sharp. She's like 78 years old, so sharp and like smart about things. Because even when we were negotiating in the beginning, she had agreed to a certain thing and she was delaying on signing. So originally I got the lead from I'm in a group of friends that I got us together, and we call it Massachusetts Probate Pros. And so it's just harvesting all that, and then we call them and do deals together. But this one was like 2 miles away from my house, and I was like, I'll take it, and I did.
Yeah.
And so when they passed it to me, they were like, these are the terms that we had agreed with her. Here's a hot lead, just sign the deal. And when I went to go sign it with her, she was not forthcoming with it. And so after pushing her along, I was like, just level with me. What's the issue? And we figured out she needed a certain payment every single month for her to be able to do this. And so she wanted to increase like the interest rate. And I was like, okay, let me find a way to do this for you. And so we made this really interesting deal about like 2% for this and 4% for this. And she was happy because she netted this payment that she was needing every single month. And why am I telling you all this? I don't know. She's a savvy cookie.
Are the tenants still there? Like,
They're
what is
out.
the biggest issue right now?
Everything is out. Everything is vacant. It's been vacant. So December, almost 2 years ago, he passed away. And then it took us about like 3 months to get them out. I used to go and pick up the mail because they were also getting mail delivered there, pretending they're living there to then qualify for things. So I used to pick up the mail all the time. I shut that shit down. Maybe it took me about like 3-4 months to do that. And then about a year later, her pipe burst because I thought, because he passed away, that she had shut the water off at the street, but she never did. And it got down to like 4 degrees here in New England.
Yeah.
And one day I went over there because I was having trouble with my my current flip, and the HVAC guy was. Anyway, I brought my friend over from an hour away to take a look at it. And I was like, while you're here, quote me on this job. So I'll give you this job as a way that you can make money with me. And we went over on like a Friday night, and it was just, I told him, I was like, it smells not what it smells weird this time. And then lo and behold, we found like the first floor pipe had burst. It's raining. I think her water bill was like $3,000. And a normal water bill is like $50 a month for a family of 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know where all that water went, but yeah.
When's the last time you heard from the attorney? Because an issue that I'm seeing, and I don't know the rhyme or reason, it may not be for every deal, but the letters were issued in May of 2024. I've run into probate deals where if you go longer than a year after letters being issued, you now need all heirs to sign. So it's not just a personal rep. But
18 months. 18 months is what I heard.
12.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then I'm looking at the documents for surviving spouse and children. They're the name of decedent's child. We have a Daniel and we have a Blake. So to me, I think that Daniel and Blake now need to sign because it's more than 12 months past the May of 2024. That is just what I'm seeing at quick glance, and I've run into this in 1 or 2 other deals.
Yeah. So I have Nora's number. Nora's the mom. At one point, like she brought the kids over because there's a car in the property too, and they were trying to give it to the kid, and then it ended up not being a thing. And she's very like hands off. So like it was a little bit of weird dynamic between the mom and Nora because Nora was like, "This is Pat's house," and Pat was like, "I find it really funny that she says that." And Nora facilitated. She gave me the keys. She met me at the property. It was weird for her to be there. I don't know. I think she would be fine to facilitate it. Right now, she lets Pat control everything, which I think is fair because Pat gave them the money to purchase the property. And when I went back through public records, at one point they lost it in a tax sale and then were able to buy it back, I'm assuming, with Pat's money.
So, but I don't think any of that matters because Nora's not listed here on this. So literally it's Daniel and Blake.
Okay.
And I can send you documents. But and the attorney is Kenneth Goldstein.
Yeah.
So, Suzanne, like this may or may not help you. Totally different situation, totally different state. But my mother-in-law, like her, all their family is kind of in the same general area. And when my husband's aunt died, there were a bunch of heirs, and it should have been split into like 16ths or whatever because there were so many of them.
Yeah.
But my mother-in-law was like, okay, well, the property taxes need to get paid, and like this needs to get paid, and that needs to get paid, and none of it ever got paid.
Mm.
She fronted all of the money. But because she had documented it, she was actually able to like take ownership of the property without them needing to sign off because, she proved that she had made so many years of payments or whatever without them and given them
Yeah.
the opportunity to do it. So may or may not be helpful, but
Yeah, I'm just thinking. So, like, technically, from what I understand, Pat owns the house. She gave them the money to buy it back from the tax sale, 400,000 years ago. It's recognized by Nora as well as the decedent son, David Sauter, which is his name. Um, so she's in charge of it. She's been paying it. I'm pretty sure she's the PR on it for his estate. So, like, she's in
Is
control of everything, and that's what Nora has said from the jump. She's like,
not anymore.
"Oh, why?"
No, I'm pretty sure it's the 12-month thing. She literally is not an heir. She doesn't have any rights. It's not her name is not on the deed.
She's a PR though.
Yeah, but so what? Like that runs out within 12 months. Based on a deal that I had, and maybe it was a extenuating circumstance or something, but
I think I'm gonna rope in my guy Ken Harvey. I love him. And just ask him like, hey, so we got letters back on 5/24. It's been over 12 months. PR PR and probate attorney have not been able to close the deal. Now do I need to go to the heirs to get a sign off on everything?
Suzanne, can she foreclose? Like, did she have a deed of trust or a mortgage and a promissory note?
She might. I don't think so though. I think from what I've
the
seen.
most recent mortgage I'm showing on PropStream is Northern Mass Telephone Workers Credit Union. But I'm looking at the registry of deeds.
I will say sometimes private loans don't show on PropStream.
Yeah. Checking the.
Mine are about 50-50, I feel like.
Anyway, so that's where I'm at with this one. Yeah, so one thing I need to do is definitely go back and line up money because I have a feeling like I'm always saying like, oh, it's gonna pop. Oh, it's gonna pop. But like, hopefully it does soon. I don't even know what else I need to do, but I don't want to be the what do you call that? I don't want to be the when everything gets
Last
funneled.
minute, Larry.
What, last night, Larry? No, that's not an
Yeah.
expression that I use. But bottleneck. I don't want to be the bottleneck. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the troublemaker. So I need to make sure like my ducks are in a row. I already quoted what I'm doing for a lender, which I like a lot. I told you it's the same one that Mark had for his flip that he just
Yes.
finished. So yeah, we're gonna use them, but I think I just got a quote, and I don't think it's like lined up, and I filled out all the paperwork. So I think I'm gonna go down the process of doing that and just tell them that the close is like 3 months out, and then pull it up when I need to pull it up.
Yeah. Congrats, Mark.
Thanks. We're not quite there yet. Photos were done today.
My photos were
This.
done today too.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Attleboro?
Yeah.
So is that
Okay.
Are we
all? Is that
closed?
buttoned up?
No. No. Are we closed? No. But at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so impatient that I sent the cleaner in. I got the photos done. I'm just like ready to go. Like I got
I,
right to market while I'm under contract. So,
I think it's really hard to like be out of state because I get so like cagey and I have to be there. Like even for my properties, like if anybody ever told me no, bitch, you better believe I ran my ass to town hall and was like, say it to my face, motherfucker. Like tell me what I can and cannot do. Like, what did you say? Say it to my face. And they'd be like, oh, here's your thing that miraculously overnight they have. So like for
mhm.
me being out of town, out of state, it would be tough. I in the beginning when I first started, I think that our first deal we did was middle of nowhere, Texas. Next one, at one point, I was going to drive down to Maryland. My dumbass thought I was going to drive down to Maryland and do this flip because the house was like 160, and in Massachusetts money, I was like, that's primarily free. Like anyway, thank God. But
Yeah.
I think going forward, I think the first flip I ever did, the drive was like 90 minutes away, middle of nowhere, Brookfield, and it just got annoying really fast, having to drive out to
Brookfield.
do stuff. Yeah, I lost 5,000 on that one.
Yeah, that sounds like a Brookfield thing. It's just
Terrible.
weird. It's just weird out there.
It's nothing out there. And then we bought the old video barn back in the day. And then that was the first one that I ended up doing a flat fee listing on. I couldn't get an agent to like work. I couldn't get an agent to sell the house. They didn't even want it. They don't want fixer uppers. They want
What was
like
oh well, and
what
what was list price out there for a fixer upper? Like 150?
cheap AF. And I think we originally listed at like 160 is what we were thinking. And then
Yeah.
we let it go for like 123. Had
Yeah,
my
so I'd
math
want
been
like 10% interest on that. I would want like 10% commission, to drive all the way out to fucking Brookfield to bust ass
No,
for
no,
this
no,
shit.
no, no, no. She fucking lives in Brookfield. She's the queen of Brookfield. I always do my research that if I'm going to get somebody, I'm going to get somebody who knows the town, who's well networked, who's been out there. I usually like a good female because I think females, are better at like networking, multitasking, connecting, and being social. So I got the best that Brookfield had to offer, and she fucking didn't do squat, couldn't get it done. And half the time I'm like chasing her for updates. Like, did anybody call? Did anybody say anything? Did anybody walk the property? Nothing. And I got frustrated. And I was like, you know what? You don't want to do this. So we're going to cancel it. And I'm going to do it. I did a flat fee listing, kept the price, I think 160. We dropped to 145. And then we got an offer at like 115. And we got it up to like 123 and sold it at that. But it was good. It was on market. They were like agent investor flippers. It was a partner team. But like, and I fielded all the calls for that property. So I knew who was coming in. I knew who had interest. I knew everybody I was talking to. Yeah.
Do you think your seller will show you a copy of the letters that were issued, the letters of authority? So I
You
guess
think she'll
it's
give me?
not yeah, because like that's one of the documents on the courts that you can't see. But
Okay.
also, so I guess according to Chat Daddy, it says that a typical letter of authority that's issued through the Massachusetts courts doesn't state a timeline, but in my particular case situation, they may have had some language along the lines of the authority shall expire 1 year from the date of issue unless renewed by the court.
So she mentioned to me at one point that she had 18 months. So that's where I got the 18-month.
Okay, so they make determination case by case then.
Maybe, I don't
Which,
know, but
but
I like
like,
the idea of asking for a copy.
so you get to November, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. So you wouldn't, so I had planned on, as soon as I got that letter from Matt from the town, I was just going to shove that in front of the attorney and be like, bitch, answer,
I
I can't
mean,
get, yeah.
yeah, I mean, literally nothing has been done in this probate case since May 28, 2024, when there's been letters issued. Like, usually when you see something like letters issued May 2024 and there's still shit going back and forth with the attorney and all that, like, usually there's additional stuff after the letter. Usually it's like one of the heirs is fighting to get the personal rep removed because they hate each other and like whatever. Usually it's like a long laundry list. This looks pretty neat and tidy as far as like a like probate docs are concerned.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll talk to you.
there was a judgment, I guess, issued in May of 24.
I'll take a look at it. I'll have a conversation with her. I just there.
Nora. There I'm seeing Nora, parent of Daniel, Blake Sauter, filed assent to waive notice or other pleading. Oh, that's normal, I think. So that's just the assent forms, I think, that they usually send in, saying like, "Yep, I'm fine. I'm waiving my rights to fight this. Let's get it done," or whatever.
She's been very good about things. She gave me the key, met me like one day. You know, Pat said give it to me, and she gave it to me. She's been nothing but facilitative about everything. And then anytime I checked in with her, like, because I would try to poke them along and be like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing here? Nora is pretty hands off. So she'll talk to me and, you know, she at one time had explained like Pat got, this was the election with Trump and she got upset. And so like she stopped talking to everybody and then was depressed for like 3 months. And so I was talking to Nora and I was like, hey, is Pat okay? Is Pat alive? And she's like, yeah, she's just depressed. And she'd tell me like she's been great. So I'm not sure what the holdup is, but I don't know. Maybe I won't put them all on a email together. But I had planned on just shoving them in front of it and being like, "You attorney can tell him why this is taking so long because I don't have an answer anymore. I did all the things that I was supposed to do, and so did the seller. And for whatever reason, we're stuck. I guess I don't understand why."
I would what did the attorney give you for anything the last time you spoke to him? Because I would start to establish an expectation of, hey, I need weekly updates.
Yeah,
What
he goes,
what
"Well,
is what is the holdup? What is going on?
give me a second." So I message them all the time. So I'll be like, hey, Kate, same thing from 11 days ago. Do we have a copy of the signed addendum? Kate, do we have a copy of the signed addendum?
Yeah, but we
Um,
have that now. We have that now, right? So
right.
what's next? We have the signed addendum. That's just you securing the deal, right? Like that's you securing your new deal. But we need like
So this was July 26th. A copy of the fully executed addendum is
executed.
attached.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah. So now what?
There was something recorded. Affidavit. Oh, yeah, that's you.
That's
Got it.
me. I did a good job. Took me forever to get my stupid paperwork, whatever, but it's in. I almost gave up, but I essentially did that because of you. I know I yelled at you to do one, and then because you did one, I was like, oh, he's not going to do one and me not do one. So it was good accountability. So thank you for that.
I'm surprised I haven't heard from that seller in a while. That's usually bad news with guys like this, but hopefully that holds.
What seller? Your seller for the one you?
That I filed that
Which one was
memorandum.
that?
Ruskindale.
Ooh,
We
yeah.
should probably get on the phone with the bank again tomorrow and see what's up.
All right, where are you at with what you did this last week?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Virtual assistant's been calling. She's been crushing calls. She's been making like 1,000, 1,500, 1,600 a day. I need to get her good volume of leads to call, so that's been good. I
How
didn't.
how do you think you can get her a good volume of leads? What's your plan?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I have to pull bulk data. It's unfortunate because then she's gonna get even less contacts than she's already getting. I need to pull bulk data. Maybe I could have my VA go back and pull old or like new counties for probates because I really like probates. Maybe go out to like Amherst area and start calling on some stuff there because I have a great buyer out there that I could just have go on appointments and dish deals to. But still, that's niche data. It's not going to be a lot of volume. So it just needs to be bulk, like high equity bullshit, you know. So that's one thing. So I'll figure that out. I have like a 1,500 or 2,000 pre-foreclosure leads from a PDF that I need to pull. I'm trying to have Chat Daddy do it, but they just can't figure it out. So I might need a different AI to do it because I don't want to pay my VA to like sit there and take the time to do it.
They have a new chat daddy 0.50, chat
It
daddy
still
5 came
sucks. Like it doesn't. I don't have premium or anything, right? But I was like, hey, can you like I copied the link and posted it in there. I'm like, can you create me a CSV? And then it was like, I can't do it with the link. Upload the thing, and then upload the thing, and it's like, great, I made it for you. And then I open it, and it's just the columns. I'm like, yeah, you're missing all the data. And it was like, yeah. Well, that's because I would need to do this. Like, do you want me to do this? I'm like, yeah, do this. And then it's not doing it.
Okay.
Uh, well, let me see. I said code interpreter. Oh no, yeah. I said yes, please do this, and they did something, and I haven't checked it yet. But anyway, so need to get my VA more shit to call. I had and Rosie, hey, I what is up with that? Please redo. I had an onboarding call with my neighbor Erica today, so she's gonna start doing some lead management and maybe some transaction coordination stuff for me. Um, I feel kind of bad. This was like she heard me saying how I hired a virtual assistant in the Philippines and I'm paying them like $4.50 an hour. And she was like, honestly, I would do that. Like if you gave me commission as well. And I was like, huh. Like that kind of makes me feel bad paying you that little. But I was like, literally, I would pay a virtual assistant. I would pay a real lead manager locally $0 and only commission. So I was like, maybe. And then she's like, well, I was just looking at like bartending jobs, which are like, that or less. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And then she like talked to her boyfriend about it and they were like down for it. So I was like, all right. So I'm gonna get her in as like lead management stuff. So that's good. We have a little bit of an onboarding call where I, did Loom and recorded, my CRM process and gave it to her. And I have like an onboarding form for her to like go through and some other stuff. So that's good. I signed a listing for a lot of land in Rockport, which I originally had signed as a wholesale deal earlier in the year. So I was like, hey, why don't we list this and try to get that price? So I did. It's been listed for like a week. Then a butter called and they offered 150 cash. We're listed at 300, which I knew was high. The seller is okay with 150, but I tried to renegotiate to 200. They rejected. They rejected like 4 times. The buyer's agent probably thinks I'm such a shit negotiator, but it's just like this seller and I have been through the ringer and I know what they want. So that's the difference. But so we just signed that today.
Does the seller know that they're in a butter?
I don't know. No, there's 4 freaking names on there that he saw, so
Okay.
maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, done deal at that point.
Yeah, so we just signed that today. I gotta send over like the deposit link stuff and all that. I signed a deal in Lynn on Thursday or Friday of last week. It was a fire damage property that burnt down. The guy who had it sold it for like 275. The guy who bought it now is having health issues and he needs like surgery and all this stuff, so he's looking to sell it. He paid cash for it. I signed him at 130 and I am using a dispo company like New Western to try to dispo it. So I just signed an assignment fee agreement with them for 210 today, and they have like 5 days to try to bring a buyer. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm hopeful. That would be sweet. Otherwise, I gotta
You
figure out.
checked out the seller though, because I know at one point you were concerned that the seller was a little bit fraudulent.
Well, it was
Um,
like Indian sounding guy. Name is like very American.
mhm.
Like John Smith, Indian sounding dude. But like I kind of checked where his like home address was, and it was like Pennsylvania. And I was texting with him one day. I was like, "Hey, like where are you located at?" And he like kind of said the same thing. I haven't like checked about. I probably should send like a email like, "Hey, the attorney's asking for a copy of your license as we could get to closing or something." That I think that could be a good move. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna run with it. See what happens. Yeah. So that should be a good one. I have photos to not tomorrow, but Thursday for a new listing of mine in New Hampshire up at the lakes. This will be my first listing in New Hampshire. Um, so that'll be good. It's overpriced. It's gonna be overpriced, like, because he has such a high payoff. So I'm literally just paying for photos and going through this process to like hope we can sell it for the guy, and he's probably not gonna walk away with much. But at least at that time, we'll have some offers in hand, and maybe I can pivot to a sub two and put more money in his pocket. So that's kind of where I'm going with that angle. It's right near the lakes in Wakefield, New Hampshire, which would be a pretty fucking sweet spot. And it's a new build, like 95, and it's in great shape. Um,
What's the? Can you DM me the address so I can see it?
yeah, I can show you right here.
These are recorded, so don't give me here.
Why? I mean, I have a listing. It's not like
All
You could
right.
drop the link in the chat, and as long as you're not posting the chat, Suzanne, they
I,
won't be
I,
able to.
I don't. It's the recorded video. I think that's it. It's recorded video with audio. I store it on YouTube. YouTube is my free data center because I blew up my Google Drive very fast trying to record calls. And it's just a way to like document what we've done, what we've talked about. It's also to build what do I call it? Rapport, not rapport. No. To build credibility because everything's been documented. So when people are like, what ended up happening is somebody called me a scam artist like years ago, and it was such a punch to the face that like now, however many years ago later, I'm doing all this stuff because I hated being called a scam artist. It's real, it exists. The more that we can put out there, the more that we can legitimize what we do. It's legit, but I think it's important that we like share it with people.
I put the I
Yeah,
put the address in the chat, but I never create a photo like July 25th.
it's coming up as a follow up boss link, but that's weird. Okay,
Oh,
I'll just
yeah,
copy and
Follow Up
paste it.
Boss does some weird shit like that.
It makes sense. They're trying to send you back to Follow Up Boss.
Yeah, kind of annoying.
So you didn't do photos?
No, I
Wait
took
a minute.
photos of my phone, but I didn't like save it as a link. I would have otherwise shared like the photos with you guys so you could see.
So if I look at this 2403, there are photos.
Yeah, he didn't buy it too long ago, so I guess that's fair. Use that. Use those.
I don't think you're allowed to use old photos for a listing if
No,
the
you
agent.
guys use those for you to see what the property is, not me. I have my photos on Thursday.
No,
I've
no,
done
no.
it
But
before though.
I'm saying, okay. Is this currently listed?
No.
No. Okay.
He
So
bought
then
it
these
recently. He bought it like a year or two ago, and then some shit happened and he needs to sell it and whatever.
are 3 years ago. He purchased it for 380 back in November. It'll be 3 years.
Yeah, but he owes like more than that on it because he did like a cash out refinance at like a higher fucking interest rate or something that he shouldn't have done just so he could do some landscaping, and now he like, you know. But it's cool. It's like right near the lake. So yeah, my photographer.
Do you have lake access? It is no. There's a
No,
house in between you.
there's no lake access. There's no like it's not in an HOA where there's like a community whatever. So you're stuck having to go to a local boat ramp or something. So you're very close without deeded access, which sucks, but
It's
um
okay. It's there.
I mean at the
It,
end of the day, if we can't get him money in his pocket that way, we'll try to pivot, but his mortgage is more than I'd want to spend on something like
I
that.
wouldn't even talk about it as money in his pocket because I think he's going to have to pay to get out of this. I think he's losing money to sell it on market.
Yeah, but like that's the honest way to go about it. Let's see what we get for offers. If we can make you get some money in your pocket, let's do that. If we want to pivot and try to go creative route, we'll do that. But let's at least Here's what I don't like doing. I don't like meeting with people, telling them all the only information that they're hearing about the property, having them start to work with me because they haven't gone elsewhere for information. So on something like this, like, bro, I can help you no matter what, right? But let's try listing
Mhm.
it because that will show the entire market what this thing is worth. You'll get
Mhm.
offers at what the market value is. And if you're happy with
Mhm.
them, let's do it. If you're not happy with them, I'll try to figure out how to make it better for you. But at least we can get real offers in hand and see.
Mhm.
That's how I always like to put it because it is the most honest way to do it. Yeah.
I have a seller bringing 2,300 cash to close this week because
That's
he's
not,
kind of in a similar spot,
it's not
but he
What's
doesn't
too
want
bad.
to. No, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you think about it too, like technically, depending upon how long you live there, you paying rent versus you paying XYZ for the sale of the house, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. But I got photos for that tomorrow. I had photos for the Sanford flip today. That should be listed tomorrow. I want to say whenever I closed on this on June 20th, I went on record the following weekend, Monday, and I want to say at that time houses were going under contract in like 7 to 10 days. So I'm hoping that's still the case.
How did you pick your agent for Sanford?
Me, I didn't. We just used Janine's friend or whatever. So
Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, she is an agent that lives in town.
Oh God, I hope it
I
works
love how
out.
Suzanne went on this whole rant earlier. Like, I find someone who lives in town and knows the area and networks and
I
does
mean,
deals
the
and
lady
net.
does live in town. The lady moved from Mass to Sanford. She's been there, I think, for like 10 years, and all of her businesses in that area.
So this is what I'll tell you, Jace. His business partner is the girl who I picked to list my house in Haverhill. It ended up being a total shit show and I had to fire her. But it was the same thing where I hired my friend to make money with my friend to then execute
Oh
on
no,
this.
not for
So,
realtors. We'll never hire my friends unless they're genuinely the best.
so, but we had talked for years where we were like, let's make money together. We hate men, like female hoorah rah, right? Time to Shine was not shining at all, was kind of awful. And then comparing apples to apples, her best offer was 760. I ended up selling for 825. So I know it was not easy.
After
Yeah.
after you had already went live, held open houses with one agent, took it off the market for a week or two or whatever it was, went back on
Two
market.
months.
That never looks good. It
Yeah.
never looks good. Or it looks like you were buttoning
And I
stuff
got
up.
I got the runaround, but like after I had to pull everything out, it was embarrassing as all hell because like I'm losing a friend over it, or I'm like putting us in the worst situation ever. I went on a rampage interviewing the best that Andover had to offer. Who's doing the highest volume? I had like 6 or 7 agents that came through, all top brokers, like best of the best of the best. They all gave me different advice. There were guys that were like, it never sells at open house. You have to do private showings. Every time I do a private showing, it's accompanied. I don't do accompanied showings. I do it with a certain packet and blah, blah, blah. So they all have their different ways. I asked them, like, do I need to pour a foundation for the basement? Not do it. Do I need to do gutters? Not do it. You know, how much money? And at the time, I had run out of money. I couldn't even pay the next month's interest. It was like almost 4,500 a month just for the hard money to purchase it, let alone don't worry about like what is it, all the second position that I had to do the construction costs. I had no more money to make that interest payment, and I refused not to not pay my bills. And so I ran out of runway, and it was kind of a done deal, and I didn't want to fight with a friend. And at the last minute, somebody was like, it was my dad, he's like, I'll give you some juice. And I was like, okay. And he gave me 10,000, and he's like, is it enough? I'll give you more juice if you need it, but like, I'll give you some juice, run the play. I ran the play, $65,000 more, which is, thank God. I probably made maybe like 20,000, 15,000 on it. And I made that money because I got rebates for the work that I did. But like, I made no money on like the actual thing. It was one of the best projects that I ever did because it was the first one I did after Z. So it's the first one I ever did on my own. I've never done a project on my own, even though I would run everything at 98% by myself. I didn't have the balls to do it on my own. So it was the first time I did it. It's definitely proof of concept. Like, you can't touch me now. I know too much and I know I can do it. So I call it my testimony house, but I laugh so hard because I did exactly that. I hired a friend and it did not work out, and it was a train wreck. And then I had a what do they call it? There's a name for it. Like when you have a certain listing, I have I
Pocket
think,
listing?
no, it starts with a D, but I have like a certain listing. It's like demure listing, but it means something bad because it went on market, it left, and then it came back. I'll think of it later. Like I have a disfigured listing. That's what they told me. I have a something listing. And I was like, I know I have a reason. I can explain it, but like, anyway, it worked out. But the way that it worked out is because I went on a rampage interviewing the best agent that place had to offer. I got the girl. She killed it. She fired on every cylinder. The comp that I had when I originally did it was at 830, but it was better than mine because it had like a 3-season room and like a concrete slab in the basement. And something else. It was like 2-car garage, and I had a 1-car garage. So it was definitely better than mine, but it was what I was aiming for. That guy was like an agent flipper himself that had stopped doing it because I was like, "Can I hire you to sell my shit?" And he's like, "No, we don't even do that anymore." So yeah, she got me 825 when my best comp was 830, and that comp was a little out of my league. And so I laughed almost hysterically. I went on a rampage. I have a whole list of like interview questions to ask when you're hiring an agent, because these were all the things that I needed being an investor selling, being an investor picking out an agent. And so essentially, that's her. She lived it with me, and now she's on the other side, and she's doing what I did, which is give it to a friend. I hope it works out, but I hope it works out. That's all I'll say. But you should definitely interview, and that's my new rule now is I will always interview, even if you are a friend and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I will interview you for the position. Sorry, if I'm going to hire you, I'm going to interview you. And that's the way that I've done like my entire flip. Every line item I have, electrician, plumber, tile guy, whatever I have, I interviewed all of them. So why would I have just thrown away, the last thing that you do, which is to sell the property and give it to a friend who kind of didn't prove themselves, um, and didn't even interview for it. So going forward, I will never do that again. I interview always, and it's always going to be. I also think it's a good time to make friends. Even though I had to call like 6 of the agents back and tell them that I'm not moving forward with them, and they were not exactly thrilled with me, it's still a good time to like rub shoulders with people, learn things, right? How they do what they do, what they prefer, whether or not I should make improvements, and like if they can introduce me to somebody. But yeah, so that's why I hysterically laugh. I hope it works out.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. What do you think your sales price will be on that one?
Hoping for like 325 to 350.
Okay.
So bought it for 160. I think we're right around 60K for renovations, and hoping 325 to 350 would be ideal.
So
We
I'll put
are not on a good
50.
streak though.
Yeah. That'll be a triple digit flip if you can pull that off.
Eh, I think we're pulling like 80. We're pulling coming in at like 80.
If you're at 325, you're right there.
Yeah.
160 purchase price, 50K in renovations puts you at 210. And if you're selling at 325, that's a spread of 115 minus holding costs, any other bullshit.
Yeah. So it'll probably be just under 100. We're,
Triple
we're,
digit flip.
we're kind of be banking on like 80, and that was what we're thinking that we'll
Which is
split.
which is fine. But I also like the idea of back in the day, I had a friend, which we all know, Zahid, who used to run his mouth and essentially say that he got paid 6 figures to take out trash. And it got to the point where he said it so often that ever since then, that I was like, okay, fine, I'll do one. All of my flips have been triple digit or within that ballpark. And I think it sets the standard of this is how much money you can actually make. Obviously, with the exception of fucking Andover. But once he ran his mouth, it then made it easier to hit those numbers. They're not impossible numbers at all.
No, we need to get you like an actual good deal. Is what we need to get you. Not a fucking New Western bullshit. Like it's all just FOMO. New Western is all just like FOMO. Oh my God, first come, first serve, run there, like drive there, walk there, crawl there.
I
Figure it
will
out.
tell you, I will tell you this, my biggest Achilles heel is not moving fast enough. And so I think on that house like 9 months, and I'm paying like 4,500 a month. So that's like 45,000 just on that. Forget the points and whatever upfront. Like I paid
Yeah.
45,000. And so if I wanted to make more money, I just need to fucking chop my ass better.
Yeah, that too. But like you make your money when you buy.
I know. I
Like
know.
if you're trying to save like all your profit for like you just like doing the job faster, sure, but like you're at the level that you're at alone doing it alone, right? So you need to now when you're doing holding costs, like in timeline, you're not going to put 6 months or whatever you put for that job. If it's similar, I would put like 12 to 15 months, and that's just the real numbers, and that affects your offer, you know?
I have a better lender, thanks to you too, Marcus. So thank you for that. And then the other thing I'll say is like when I bought the property, I think you're right with the whole FOMO thing. And also, I didn't know that I could offer less. I had no idea, so I just paid the price that they had asked for.
Well, with
Um,
them, I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It really
you
depends.
can't,
Most of their
you
deals,
can't.
there's like not a lot of room.
No,
Yeah,
so
I can't say that. I can't say that,
that's
but
what they originally told me, where they're like, "Oh, we're only making 5 to 10,000. We're really into volume." No, 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 no. They made like I think 70,000 on mine. They purchased from her at like 380. They sold to me at like 460, something like that. And so I was like, and I didn't realize I could just offer whatever it is. I wanted it. Listen, I wanted it. I
you can
paid their
always
price.
be verbal. It can always be verbal, like, hey, I'm seeing numbers at like this, and you can get feedback from your guy that's sending you the deal, and maybe you get a thread to pull, and then you can kind of
At the end of the day, the stars aligned. I said I wanted to do a deal in Andover specifically because of my vendetta against Z.
yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
that was the deal, and I
I
wanted it.
know,
I
but
paid.
let's get you a good deal.
Thank you.
I just need to
So
pull it.
you'll be fine. All right. So you going through all the stuff that you've done, virtual assistant is doing great. You need more bulk data. I put you in contact with Brian from Mass Probate Pros because he has not been cold calling any of his leads, and he's been pulling stuff for like the last maybe 2.5 years. I know Erica
I
is
have
coming
all
up.
that.
You have all that. What you have exactly his data.
Well, I have it from probably the past 2.5 years. I have data going from January 2023 through today for Essex, Middlesex, Suffolk, Worcester, Norfolk, Plymouth, Bristol, Barnstable.
And you sure you got everything?
Every single lead.
All right. Can you just check in with him and just compare notes for me,
I got
please?
like 10, I got like 10, I have 10,000 probate leads in Mojo that still I either haven't made contact or haven't called. And then I have whatever ones I've actually pushed to my system that have raised their hands.
So
Um,
is your VA gonna call the 10,000?
that's what she calls through. Yeah. That's what she
Okay.
calls through. I have that list. It's just like, you can only call through a single list so many times before everything's already sold or pissed off or whatever. But yeah, I
Okay.
usually start. Any list that I have her call, I have her set filters. Start first with leads never contacted, and
Yeah.
then once those are done, then you go to leads never dialed. Start with leads never dialed, and then you go to leads never contacted. But she's
Mm.
been, most of those leads have been called
I
by.
think she's amazing, honestly. Yeah, so definitely need new bulk data. Erica's on board. I like that you got Rockport locked up. Wakefield pictures are coming. I
Oh,
think you closed your Keen deal last
that's what I was
Friday,
gonna
which is
say.
great.
I closed Keen Deal, which came from a kid that found me on Facebook just searching for like wholesaling in the area and just somehow stumbled on my meeting. The first call we had with him was actually when I was in Texas at the Squad Up Summit. I remember
Nice.
I was in my room doing a little like recharge from not wanting to be so social. I was like, I gotta go lay down. I was like, I can't. Like I needed to recharge, and then he like hit me up on Facebook, and I talked to him. He's like, yeah, I kind of want to start to get into this, blah blah blah. And then like however many months later, he was like, hey, I think I might have something. I was holding an open house, and I was door knocking, and there was a dumpster in the driveway, and they want to sell, and here's the information. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll split whatever with you 50/50. So it was nice, kind of like cutting 50% of that check and giving it to this kid. Literally all he did was door knock, get a little bit of information, give it to me. I did everything else. But
Yeah.
now we had a conversation about potentially like he wants to do more with me and maybe acquisitions. So like he's interested on coming on board as like acquisitions. So now all of a sudden it's like I got too many people, and not enough data. So whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, if I can just provide lists for them to call, fuck it. Like send it.
I almost think it's time for you to touch base with Greg,
Greg.
Greggles,
Why? About what?
because he's great at integrator stuff. He does that stuff all the time, pulling lists, feeding VAs. He had a whole VA company. I would tell you to touch base with him about getting your people more bulk data, because that seems to be your new problem now. Is you have plenty of
I mean, I
people.
can I can pull bulk data. I just haven't ever done it because it's always been me doing the cold calling and I will smash a computer before I call high equity list. I
I would
could go on a prop stream. I can go
one
on a
more
video
time.
stream right now.
One more time. Call Greg, get on
Mhm.
a little man integrator call with him and talk to him about he had a whole company of VAs. Hourglass VAs was his company. He knows what it is to pull data to feed them, what is good and what is not. He also is like an REI Sift diehard. Just talk to Greg, please.
Yeah, I can. I mean, the only problem I see is like at the end of the day, there's only so many properties in Massachusetts, and niche lists only get you so far. You need to pull just like the high equity and maybe a few other filters.
Talk to Greg.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion. I don't know why you're fighting me on it, but talk to Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll talk to Greg for you and I'll make it really embarrassing.
I won't be embarrassed.
Okay. What else did you end up getting done this week? Lynn. Lynn is great. What else? Rockport, Wakefield.
I don't know. That's it.
Lynn was the short sale one. Oh no, what's the short sale one?
Oh, they have I should text them. I'll text them right now.
That's another Lynn, but Lynn not fire damage house. Lynn short sale.
Yeah, the short sale. They were yeah, they were like, yeah, I don't know. We talked to one of our family friends and they said money outside of closing for short sales is fraud and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And I was like, and I checked with my short sale mitigation company and they were like, I mean, if we disclose it to the bank and they approve it, you're good. But like, they're probably not going to. And then also we can try to get relocation funds. They're probably not going to approve that either. So like, I've been talking back and forth a little bit with them. They're just shaken because of that. So they don't want to do it. And I was like, no, anything that we do is going to be above board. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I'm not getting you in trouble. Let's just push it. Let's see what happens. Because they want to do a deed in lieu of foreclosure anyways, which they have to do a short sale for. So I also just like, I was just honest with them. I was like, look, guys, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit back and wait until you get foreclosed on. You're so far underwater that you're not going to get anything. There's going to be no surplus. You literally are going to scramble your way to get into new housing now that you're going to have to pay for just for you to walk with no money. Fucking sit there until the foreclosure happens. And then you'll probably even get to stay for another couple months after that. Like you can do that. And the wife is like, no, that's exactly what I want to avoid. I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing?
Mm.
Um, so
I think they need another conversation. I mean, when it comes to short sale, it's one of those things where you kind of want to move fast, strike while the iron's hot. The one thing that I did like about auctions and foreclosures is there was enough external pressure that like made them want to act. And so it's kind of like time is of the essence sort of deal. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but also like again, I'm not going to the reason why people like me and gravitate towards me is I'm not going to be the one who is pushing them to do it. I will literally go for no every other opportunity. You shouldn't even do a short sale with me. You should just wait until the bank comes. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, you shouldn't even go with me. You should do that. What do we even have anything else to do? I was like, look, I might not be your best bet. These are all the ways that you can not work with me. And if you want to work with me, let's do it. And so many people just come back to me and say, like, you were genuine, you were honest, like everybody else was pushy, trying to force me to sign this and do that. And I'm not like that. I know when people need a push. I can understand that, but I'm just
I had this idea one time that I was going to have a trust, and the name of the trust was "Everybody Wants My Nuts." But that's how I feel about your vibe. You're like, you either want me or you don't want me. Shit or get off the toilet. I get it. It's that's how you do you. Okay.
It's a cat
Anything?
person, Suzanne.
He's a cat person. Is that a cat thing?
Yeah. They're
I
like,
didn't know.
you can like love me, but I mean, it's going to be on my terms.
Actually, you know what? That I think
also a
that's right.
Leo.
Well, yeah, there it is.
What does Leo have to do? So, oh, because Leo's a cat and you're a cat person.
Well, that, but then also like you cross me, you're fucking done. Like you are done. You're done. I mean, just from a couple like interactions that I've had with some buyers, like you say you type one wrong sentence to me via text, I'm never sending you a deal ever the fuck again.
And and I say take their money, and like as long as their money smells good, I let you talk dirty to me. I'll let you be a little impolite, but I'm gonna take all your damn money. No
No,
discounts for you.
unless they're like a ridiculously high offer, I would rather lose money, take less money, not lose money, but
Oh, take
take
their
less
money.
money. I will leave $20,000 on the table just to not sell somebody a deal that I dislike.
I think that's a mess.
No,
Jace, be the tiebreaker. Be the tiebreaker, Jace. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Well, I'm an adult, and like when I have a problem with someone, I'm like, hey, maybe I was a little too direct earlier, but blah, 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 like let's talk this out. Either that or I'll throw hands on you, but I don't really want to do that. So like, can we just talk about our feelings?
Yeah. The way that I go about it is my camera's being fucked up. Listen, we agreed on something. You told me that you were going to do something. You went in a different direction, and that's not how I do business. So you can fuck right off. And then I also had another like complainy guy. I had like 3 or 4 buyers walking this. I had like 3 or 4 offers on it, and one of the buyers like he was like, "I guess I would take it," and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he was like, "So how do we proceed?" And I never got back to him. And then he's like, "Yeah, so like we're waiting for you to send the P&S so I can review." I was like, "I signed with somebody else. Like, I mean, I never confirmed that you were getting the deal. Like, I walked it with 3 to 4 people. I have 3 to 4 offers. I need to take the one that's best for me." And he was like, that was shitty of you or whatever. He's like, that's fucking bullshit. I was like, have you done real estate ever? Like, if you've made an offer
No.
on market and you got no correspondence back and no signed offer, do you just expect that the deal's yours? Like, what
First
did
signed
I
in
mean?
EMD and escrow, baby.
And he was like
Yes.
nice before that, and then all of a sudden that shit came through. Like, no, you're done. I'm sorry, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm picky though, so
It's fair. I like the whole idea of like, when people show you who they are, trust them sort of deal. And it's a headache. And like kind of where you're in right now with your Attleboro deal, where you're just like, why is this such a shit show? Why? Why are we here? And it's sometimes is that you pick the wrong person. So one of the things that I've seen Mark do quite often is he prioritizes convenience. And I've seen that with him before where he's like, I know this guy is gonna close, there's gonna be no bullshit. And so for me, I'm always like, but 20,000, it's a toss up, but like how much does your personal sanity matter? I agree.
the extra 20,000 can turn to $0 very quickly. I've had many deals fall apart because buyers just they weren't the right buyers. Like so
Yeah.
that 20,000 can then turn into them wasting your time. You're out of contract with the seller, and then something happens, and then they go around you and go to the seller and get it done anyways or something. So it's like I'd rather get somebody I like, know, and trust in there that can get it done and leave some money on the table. Um, yeah.
Jace, what's going on with you in Attleboro? Or what's on your plate right now?
They
This
passed the building inspection, but the building inspector wrote need to close on house.
one more time. He
They
wrote
won't do
you
it
to
under their
close
name.
on house.
Hang on, like let me find the note that he put on there. Because they failed the first building inspection, right?
No, I didn't know that.
So there was a bunch of shit in the basement, like
Mm-hmm.
cast iron pipe, construction debris type of shit. And I was like, that needs to go because
Mm-hmm.
um and they were like, well, the wholesalers were like, the seller left some personal items in the property. I was like, seller didn't leave cast iron pipe, bro. Um, and they were like, okay, yeah, it's out of the basement. Like everything's good. The building
Mm-hmm.
inspector comes and they failed. And they failed because there was no fire door down to the basement. They failed probably because the job site looked like shit because all that stuff was still down there. And what was the other reason? Oh, like something with the flue in the chimney that was outside the scope of the work for the original contractor.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the building inspector came back out on Friday and they approved it. Neat and like final building, door and anti-tip. Oh, and the anti-tips on the stoves weren't installed. So they said, door and the anti-tip to be complete. Oh shit, so they're not even done. I missed that. I thought it said complete. Liner is in progress that day. And they wrote approved needs to close on house.
Needs to close on house.
So I think they probably said like, oh, we're selling this. We need to get this approved. And the inspector approved it.
Oh, got it. To be honest, a lot of the stuff at the very end is like small stuff. It's nothing earth shattering. If you don't pass your final, there are certain things that they're looking for. Some things are bullshit things like that anti tip stuff. I left it for them to like install on their own if they wanted it, but like cry me a river, fucking drill, bitch, slide it in, we're done. But like
Oh
it's
yeah.
just annoying, yeah.
I'm not tripping about it, but also you had a fucking week to get it done. Why was it not done?
Because nobody is you. Nobody cares like you. You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares unless you ride their ass hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt and sell it.
So, yeah, and like the wholesalers are all pissed because I said like either insurance needs to pay the contractor before I close because the minute that deed transfers, they're not going to pay them. And I'm taking over the house subject to all liens. Or the contractors need to give me a lien waiver that they won't lien the house. They'll go chase insurance and the seller and whoever else they need to go chase.
Yeah.
And they got
Where,
kind of
where do
shitty
you
about it.
where do you stand on that? The lien release.
David's drafting one. They were like, the seller's going into foreclosure. If you're not prepared to close, I'm like, I'm ready, but I'm not dumping 40K entry fee into a property that's going to end up with a $206,000 lien on it later.
It doesn't make sense. Make it
No.
make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So
All right,
I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm just so like I'm over things real quickly. That's like my Toxica era. Mark has his like, fuck you, don't cross me. Mine's just like, once I've dealt with it long enough, I become pretty ambivalent about it. And I'm like, oh my God, please.
It's a grind, but I'll also tell you, like, I honestly think that this is where great entrepreneurs are made, is I call it eating shit. This is the eating shit game. How much shit can you eat without throwing up? How much shit can you put down every single day? It's part of it. Oh, Lucy.
That's my dog.
She looks
What,
cute.
dude? Little old Nana wrapped up in her blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
I hope you get that situated.
I'm just like, oh, and they were supposed to like put all the baseboard covers back up. And guess what's missing in one of the rooms?
Baseboard cover for 100, Alex.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep. It's just like dumb shit.
I don't
They
think I ever
agree.
want to deal with contractors ever again.
Yeah. The
so you
wholesalers agreed to do trash out on the property because it was taking so much longer, like at their cost, which their assignment fee is 22.5. They got it in there. You know what I mean? And they left a fucking mattress in the backyard.
They seem reasonable.
we
I mean,
know that
22.5 for an assignment fee, and then all of a sudden you're asking me to clean it out, or they're offering. That's
They
reasonable. I
offered.
don't know if I
It
would.
is reasonable, but like finish it.
it's partners, so they're also splitting it too. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many
I don't know.
wholesalers are involved. Yeah, get through it. Keep pushing through. Is there anything that we can do to help?
I think I'm gonna have Logan and Earl do the final walkthrough. They're doing all the property management. So I just need somebody to walk it before closing and like
When's
confirm
your closing?
Tuesday.
Tuesday of next week, next Tuesday?
Yeah.
I should be in Rhode Island on the 17th. Listen, I'm an old lady and I forget. I have no problem stopping in and fucking raising hell and just being brr, 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 brr. Just remind me because I totally forget. And that's what ended up happening is we're racing down. Last week I was racing down to get to Rhode Island. I'm fucking late. Then I'm racing home to get home to a dog. I can't remember things. So just yell at me and I'll be there. But I go down every Sunday. I have plans to go down this Sunday. Usually I go down Sunday, come back Monday, Monday or Tuesday, depending upon what shenanigans I get myself into. And I fucking drive by Attleboro all the goddamn time. Great town. I love it. There's a whole train that comes through. Great, 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 great. Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
town.
Okay. No, that would actually be wonderful. If you don't mind.
Honey, I
And
want
I
to
will
help
remind
you.
you.
I just old. Yeah. Okay.
I will remind you. Yeah, I just like ugh, I suck at the eating shit part, Suzanne. I'm used to being good at things and just getting them done. It's like it's that mentality of like nobody does things the way that you do them, you know, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool. Wasn't this just done right the first time I asked, or the first 7 times, or but
It's
yeah, Mark, I
frustrating.
agree. Like they're reasonable. I think they're panicking that I won't close. Um, but I mean, like I don't back out on deals, but also if you tell me you're gonna do shit, like I need you to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you tell me you're gonna do trash out, I need you to do it. If you tell me you're gonna do X, Y, and Z, like I need you to do it.
If they're scared that you won't close, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Hey guys, 22.5 sounds expensive. You know, not I'm saying fuck with them, but like if shit starts going sideways and you don't really love it, and there's all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
Don't
Squeeze their
request
balls.
it in writing. Have it in a phone call and be like, listen, I mean, like, yeah, I really want to close on this. It's been so long, whatever, whatever. You know, like I don't know, 600 is really a better price than 625 or something. Just mention it,
Yeah.
and then get them shaking in their boots a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Suzanne, watched the guy who used Daryl Ellison, his Instagram channel
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or his Facebook, YouTube. Jesus Christ, I'm so
Yeah.
old. Oh my God, I'm over here like a boomer. What social media platform? He basically pulled a Kyle Frizzell, except he tried to make everybody whole. So he was buying low equity sub twos and trying to wrap them at like 10% interest, and then had no experience with penalty box buyers and wondering why he couldn't do it.
Mm.
Am I sending my daughter through the dual language program so that she can learn Spanish so that I can also learn Spanish? Yeah, I am.
Right.
I don't know if that's gonna work at all. I went to my friend's house and we had a whole fight over like she was calling these words heart words, and I was like, "What the fuck is a heart word?" Like these new math, the way that they do math now. Good
Yeah,
luck to you, woman. Good luck to you. I don't even know how I'm going to survive helping my future kids do homework, but good luck to you with Spanish. Honestly, though, learning languages now, especially with AI, I saw something the other day where it's like, "Cómo estás?" and it's like the new Dora the Explorer, but Dora the Explorer that's AI. It's kind of incredible. They give you real time feedback. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
cool. You speak some Spanish. You're in Texas.
Sí, un poco, pero hablo más con comprende.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I got in trouble one time and I've taken like fucking in school like 8, 9 years worth of Spanish. I got in trouble and all I could come up and I was desperate. I panicked and I came up with helpo. Like what a douchebag. Helpo. I was like, I need helpo. That was it. And then disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah.
I called my Chinese teacher a foreigner one day because that was all I could remember. I just asked, like, are you a foreigner?
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't
Way
go well.
and it's like I think we call it expatriate or like not a yeah. Yeah. Weekend.
Yep.
That's what we call it. Yeah. All right. Coming up for this week, what are you hoping to get done,
So
Jace?
I need to close. I need to close. If I could also get rented, that would be great. They did marketing photos today. Um, I have a few final things to sort out. I have to open the bank account. Um, but yeah, if
Bank
we
account
can,
with who? For what?
the bank account for the entity,
Who are you thinking to open it with?
probably Navy Fed.
Mm-hmm. Are you military?
No,
Okay.
I have a merchant mariner's license and it's very helpful in a lot of aspects.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
So by Tuesday, your closing is currently scheduled for Tuesday. I'll most likely be able to do your final walkthrough for you. And then we'll know on this call whether or not it's done, because it's 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock Massachusetts time. You should be recorded by then. Did you do your smoke certificate?
Um, that is part of why I need somebody to walk the property because I'm not sure that there are smoke detectors in there.
You need a smoke certificate to close in Massachusetts.
They said that they could close. The attorney said we could close with a waiver, but he's like, I'm fucking telling you, you need to get somebody in there day one and put a battery operated smoke alarms in every room.
They're easy. I can do it. I've done it. Like I had a hellhole thing about closing. I ended up doing it myself. I panicked because I had to do the in the hallways. If it's a multi thing, they have to be hardwired. And I was like, I'm gonna blow up and fall off the ladder and die because anxiety tells me so. Anyway, I lived. I took care of it. I know what it takes. Like I got balls of steel now, so very easy to take care of. I know exactly what I'm buying. Very easy to put that up. But technically, for you to be on record in the state of Massachusetts, you need to have a smoke certificate done. They won't put you on record if you don't have one. In Rhode Island, we ended up having something called the Station Nightclub Fire years ago, like 10, 15, maybe 20
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
remember that.
Ever since then, like Rhode Island plus Massachusetts have been they're really good about being uptight and, safety and blah, blah, blah. So, but from anything that I've ever read in Rhode Island, especially in Massachusetts, you have to have the smoke. The only time that I was able to get around the smoke is if I told them. Initially, there was one property I did where I was like, it's not going to be occupied. It's not going to be occupied after closing because I have to renovate it. And initially they told me that's okay. And then as soon as we close, they're like, we can't put you on record until you have it. Go get it.
Yeah, you can if there's nobody occupying the property, buyer can waive it.
So I waived it, but then the town would not let me record it without it.
What town?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, but then
Maybe
if
New
it's gonna
Bedford.
be
Maybe
rented,
New
like,
Bedford.
Yeah,
'cause
but
if it's,
the goal.
go ahead.
If it's gonna be rented, that's a liability, right? If something happens and all of a sudden you're at fault. But like the thing is with like all these renovation projects, I'm not gonna go and spend a couple $100 to get these all wired up just to renovate everything to have to potentially update or change or hardwire or whatever it is. Right. So it's like it's vacant. I'm gonna close on it vacant. I'm waiving it. I've had zero issue with that. I've done many, many deals where we have waived them. But it could be like a town specific thing, you know.
Yeah. I think it was
Wait,
New Bedford.
but if they had to upgrade the electrical, would they not have had to put in smoke detectors past building inspection?
My,
Because
Well,
that has to,
my,
are you trying to get occupancy permit or
well, yeah, I'll need one.
eventually? But I think that maybe that's the difference. I don't know.
Holy shit.
What?
you got a week.
Yeah.
Are you all set with extensions if need be and whatever?
We're technically outside. No, we're through the 31st. The problem is she hasn't paid her mortgage since the first of the year.
So that's just adding up to you. You're gonna pay
Uh,
it, right?
I'm paying arrears. August is prorated through the 8th. But, and
Well,
I said if they file foreclosure, I'm not fucking paying any of those fees.
there's the potential discount on the deal. For every month this goes over is an additional X amount of dollars. I would like that removed off the assignment fee or removed off the
Yeah.
purchase price.
Yeah.
If it makes sense to do so and push back and play hardball and whatever, right?
Yeah. I'm just
But-
worried
but-
about the extra like time and expense now to get the smoke detectors. So Suzanne, you're saying they have to be hardwired?
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
oh,
They might.
If in the hallway, yeah, right. So usually, from what I know, is 6 feet or 5 feet or 10 feet. 10 feet from the bedroom, there has to be one. So there's usually one in the kitchen. I think kitchen is carbon and smoke. And then outside of the bedrooms has to be a smoke detector. And usually if the bedrooms are close enough, then you can have one that takes care of everything. When you have a multi-family, so the one that I did when I did it myself and had to pass, it was a 3-family. And when it's a 3-family, if one unit not blows up, but if one unit gets triggered, then all 3 units also have to get triggered. And so for that one, in the hallway, if the first floor went off, all 3 floors had to go off. So if we were in the stairwell, so the stairwell had to be hardwired, all 3 floors plus the basement. And then in the kitchen and the bedrooms where people are sleeping, there had to be a smoke detector that would go off. And I believe it was like 10 feet away from each other. So like, I guess like the bedrooms could be like 20 feet apart, but as long as there was a smoke detector 10 feet away from the bedroom door, you were okay. Smoke detectors are anywhere from like 40 to 60, depending upon where you're buying it from. And then I usually get battery operated combi is like combination. There's a certain one that like you need to get that it has like a backup battery.
10-year sealed battery photoelectric. Yeah.
But yeah, I buy them from Lowe's all the time. I can send you exactly what I buy. Yeah. You just gotta throw them up. That's it. There should be, if it's in Massachusetts, there's probably going to be a base mounted somewhere. If the tenants took it off, then whatever, they can go, whatever, do that. But there should be a base up there. I don't know. They also renovated it. And I think you said there was a water damage thing. So maybe you can't find it. And you need to put a new one up there. Very easy to throw up a new one. Yeah. So again, I go down every Sunday night. I'm usually late. So probably not a Sunday night, but on my way back, fucking up my booty hole, make sure I remember, because I'm usually thinking about my dog. I'm thinking about my thing. Like I forget. And I'm, anyway, happy to take care of that for you. A smoke detector, the inspection is usually like $50. You pay it directly to the town, cash, or you go to the post office and you get that thing. It's like cash or whatever. Yeah. The only problem is they'll ask you, when are you closing? So you just search Attleboro smoke certificate and it'll come up. You got to call the lady, do whatever dance they want you to do the dance. Let them know that you're closing ASAP. They're probably going to yell at you a little bit, but you can just tell them, like, honestly, your title company should have told you this.
He did, like the closing attorney did, but he was like, just get a waiver and put a battery operated as quickly as possible. He's like, if you get a squatter in there.
So that's a waiver from the fire department, it sounds like?
No, I think it's a waiver like from me to the seller that I'm not requiring it.
Yeah, but if you're closing on a property and are there currently tenants there?
No.
Okay, that's fine. If there are tenants, like, no way.
Do you want to live in my fire trap in my house? Come through. Totally safe, guys. Totes my goats.
I'd say like 90% of the smoke inspector guys that I have called and begged for forgiveness for being late to this and needing to close, they have been very accommodating.
Okay.
Everywhere I go. And what goes a long way, so there are also companies out there that you can hire. I know a guy, but he's like out in Worcester, I think, this guy named Fran. His son might run all the way down there, but there are other companies around that you could have and go install it. You know, it's going to not be cheap. I think they're at like 100 to 120 a unit install or something like that. But they take care of it and they do it very quick and they do it right. If you're going to do it or you have somebody that's going there and doing it, what goes a huge, long way, if you have extra detectors on you. Let's say I always have extra and like a ladder and like a screwdriver, and I like make sure they're aware of that. Hey, listen, I'm pretty sure this is correct. Like I have extra if we need. You walk around. If you need to pop it up and it's not in the right spot, they'll sign off on it because like they see it in your hand. Like, all right, I'm gonna take care of it. They can.
Okay.
They're pretty cool.
Usually they ask for like pictures after. So I had like a hell of a time one time, and they were like, "This isn't it, Miss Sharkey," and they're like, "Go get it." So they are very sweet. It's the fire marshal, and you got to consider that the whole reason why they're coming out is in the event of a fire, they have to send their men out to the property. They're not trying to send them into a death trap. So they're looking for two things. Number one, that you have your smoke detectors and combination carbon detector where they need to be. And two, the path in and out of the house and into the bedrooms has to be clear. That's it. They just don't, they can't be, serving up death traps, and it's the one time that they get to come and make sure it's not a fucking death trap for their guys, because it's terrible when people die.
Yeah. Okay. This is
No,
helpful. You guys
that's
made
not
me
an issue. That can be done very quickly, unless it needs to be hardwired. Then you're looking at an electrician and all that stuff.
Let's not go there though. Positive thinking, guys. Positive thinking.
No. So this is the difference between you and I, right? So positive thinking, sure, but also like have it a backup plan. If you're trying to close before the 31st, you need to have shit in a row. So I'd say a call to the building inspecting department or the fire department. You can go online and search it. You can even go online to schedule it in a lot of towns, but definitely like call and see if you might need an electrician. If you do, I would start looking,
I would say go back to the attorney first and foremost, do whatever they said to do. And then I would also probably call the town and just say, hypothetically, what would you do? Don't give them your address though.
okay.
Don't tattletale on yourself, but yeah. You can tell
Oh,
them
I
that.
don't know. We're not under contract yet. Just playing.
Not quite sure yet.
They're good. But yeah, I would start with your attorney. Don't create trouble for yourself. If that's what your attorney told you that you need to close, then follow their order. If anything happens with my attorney, it goes right back fucking on their ass. I pay for whatever it is that I pay for, title insurance, whatever, and I'm a fucking rip your butthole apart if you tell me the wrong thing. It's their job.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So talk to your attorney, holler at me for final walkthrough videos. Monday. Put it on your calendar. Monday, up my ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, what are you hoping to get accomplished this coming week?
Hold on.
Oh, it's somebody's birthday tomorrow. I
Happy
know.
birthday, Mark.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
How old are you? 25?
Yeah, I wish. I wish I was doing this at 25. That'd be great. I'll be 36. Thank you.
Yeah.
This week,
What do you have planned for your birthday?
I don't know, hanging out with mom.
That's a good way to spend it. Very Asian of you. That's what we do in Korea. We spend it with the parents because they
some
gave
lunch or
birth
dinner.
to us and we didn't do squat except scream our face off. So hang out with mom. Are you having your call tomorrow? I know you have your Wednesday night calls for wholesalers. You can take a week
Maybe,
off.
maybe not. Maybe not. Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe I try to accommodate and move it sooner. I don't know. Maybe I pivot.
Sometimes pivoting doesn't work out because unless there's a demand for it, because it just kind of confuses people where they're like, oh, but we had it on a Thursday. And like, no, Wednesdays, only Wednesdays. And the only time I cancel is if I have a meetup that you should be attending in person or it's my birthday once a year.
Yeah, we'll see. Something's going to happen. But what am I going to do this week? I got to collect eggs from my buddy's chickens because I'm kind of watching him while he's away. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, I want to list Sanford tomorrow. I want to get that under contract within a week, like after this weekend. I'm getting photos for that listing in New Hampshire. What else? I have an appointment in Chelmsford on Thursday.
Oh, I like Chelmsford.
Me too.
Yeah, this lady. We'll see when I get there. We'll see when I get there. But I'm looking at this as more of a listing, just based on her needs and like what we talked about.
Yeah.
So I have that one. Going camping this weekend, so that'll be good.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe get Joseph kind of started on all my systems.
Who's Joseph?
The potential acquisition guy who brought me the Keen deal.
Got it.
Sorry.
But yeah, we'll see. We've been talking. I gave him a few leads to call just to see.
Good.
And
Greggles.
Yeah, we'll chat. I'll message him about it.
Okay. What I'm doing this week, I am going to follow up with that attorney and put pressure on him for Brandy Brow. Also, line up my money. So, attorney harassment, my favorite. I'll add that to my calendar. And then Brandy Brow, final money. And then probably while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and I keep saying finish my little, what is it? Finish my little spreadsheet that I have because I was comparing all the lenders apples to apples. But what I also realized is at one point I had considered two things: a bridge loan, which is just give me the money to buy the property to then get rid of it quickly, or give me a construction loan, which is give me construction funds. And so it's a little bit different speed of things. So yeah, I have a bunch of lenders I want to run through and get numbers from before or after, but like it's something else I can work on this week. I'm just a housewife, but this housewife needs to go back to the real estate ATM because I like to spend money and I got a new man in my life and that shit is expensive. Yeah, I like nice things. I have no problem spoiling people, but I need to make money to do all the fun things I want to do. That's it.
There you go.
Anyway, life is good. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you guys need anything, you know where to find me. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Do you know where that's from? Yeah, she does.
Possible.
Yeah.
Do you, Mark?
Yes,
Do you know? You
Yeah.
young little 36-year-old?
We've been watching all the same stuff.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm 38 and it's like 2 years ahead of you, and I just feel like back in elementary school, we wouldn't know each other. Like I feel like our TV shows would have been totally different. Like
We would have been in the same high school.
Huh?
We would have been in the same high school.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have hung out. You would have
No,
just been
for
little
sure
baby.
no. For sure no.
No, but like age-wise, I would be like, oh my god, that tiny pubescent freshman. What are you watching? Caillou and whatever else they play. Doug Skeeter. What was that one? What was that one?
Doug
Skeeter?
Funny.
Doug Funny. Yeah. Anyway. I guess we all watch the same cartoon. Jeez, how old are you?
34.
34. You baby. You baby.
No, I feel so behind all the time. Like literally all the time.
Honestly, I feel like that's the story of just living life. Everybody feels behind all the time. I don't think I ever met somebody who's like, oh, I'm fucking kicking life's ass right now. No, nobody. Unless you have a time machine, and nobody has one that I know of. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. 10:10. See you. Love you. Let me know if you need help.